Sports Bugs with Steve. Back at it once again, my friend. But I got to hear, I'm going to take y'all to something I'm doing a little different today on this particular show. If I can find it, there is we call this segment Get Your Boy. So anybody who knows this, and know this is an international show, so in America, and I appreciate all my listeners all over the globe that support Sports Bucks with Steve. You can also check out the radio version of Sports Bucks with Steve. If you go to Amazon Music, you can check out all of the recent shows that's aired on the radio here in the United States. Amazon Music, Spotify, Spreaker, all of the major platforms plays a different version than what we do here on our YouTube channel. I want to thank all of you guys that's been tuning in, and supporting the show, becoming fast listeners and subscribers. It looks like over the last week, we've added 500 new subscribers. So I want to thank all of you folks that have been taking the time out to support Sports Bucks with Steve. We really, really do appreciate it. I'm honored by it. And I did want to mention to you guys that I do now have, and I did a video, I know a lot of you may have not seen it. We now have the ability to do membership. So there's membership levels that give you different perks. You can check out some of the videos that's kind of talking about this. I'm going to try to see if I can find one of the overviews. So we have different levels. So the first level is called All-Star. All right. So at the All-Star level, I believe it's like $2.99 US a month to get different perks and everything that we're doing with Sports Bucks. And then I believe the next level is what we call First Team All-Pro, which is a level above All-Star when we do a First Team All-Pro. And I think that may be like $6.99 a month or something pretty affordable for most people to do. And if they want to get involved on some of the earlier perks, some of the earlier videos, some videos that most, if you're not a member, you won't catch with Sports Bucks. And then we have the Hall of Fame level, which is, you get it all, balls to the wall, $24.99 a month. Really, really, you get to join in on the fun, all of the various different perks. But check out the video over there. I was trying to find it, but I'm looking through my phone and I'm trying to be distracted. But but that's on Sports Bucks with Steve. But I did want to show you something we call Get Your Boy. These are just statements when people have said something crazy or done something crazy, and we want to kind of share it on here. This is someone was interviewing the legendary Onyx rapper Fredro Starr. If you know anything about Onyx, they were known for having bald heads. Well, he felt like there's a certain guy who got the idea of having a bald head from Onyx. Check this out.
Michael Jordan cut his hair because of us. Huh? Michael Jordan cut his hair bald because of Onyx.
Because of Onyx. Get out. Out of here.
Do the knowledge, nigga. Michael Jordan cut his hair because of us.
So, pardon for the last word that came in through that, but this is a Get Your Boy moment. Get your boy. Because Michael Jordan was thinking about Onyx when he cut his hair. From what I know about Michael Jordan was a big fan of R&B and jazz. So Anita Baker and all those other folks was really what he was following. I don't know. I mean, obviously Onyx had a big record at one time. Slam gets let the boys be boys. Iconic. Fredro Starr, Sticky Fingers, just iconic group. Not sure if Michael got it from them, but that's what my man says. I want to give you another version of Get Your Boy. This one is courtesy of, once again, Dray Day. And when I say Dray Day, Dray is on the way. Draymond Green, who seems to be, I think he now knows that people are aware or paying attention to his ability to sort of always come through or have something to defend LeBron about, and he seems to constantly be a little bit on the what do I say? He's always sort of running to the rescue. My dad got a word for it. I ain't gonna say it on the show, but he called it Captain Saver. Whoop. But it seems like he's always doing that. So now Draymond Green has a problem with the new NBA's collective bargaining agreement, which has some minimum games you need to play, 65, in order to be able to get consideration for all NBA and other things. And I don't really see the problem with that because it's 82 game schedule and it's just way too much load management going on in this game. Too many guys are sitting out games, back-to-back games. You know, the guy who's most likely to win MVP, Joel Embiid, all of a sudden he got knee rest when he got to go see Joker for the second time, Nikola Jokic, which he got his licks in, so to speak, on Joker when they were in Philly, but when it was time to play in Denver, he didn't play. All of a sudden, he can't play. And we see this stuff happen over and over again where guys will, even LeBron has done it, where, the big game he misses. LeBron also complained recently about back-to-backs that the Lakers had to play, which is the reason why they couldn't beat the Clippers or they were too tired. Like, look at Bron. Them people done beat you 11 times in a row now. It ain't that. They're just a bad matchup for you. Kawhi's Clippers are just a bad matchup. And it wasn't really even Kawhi the other evening. It was Powell that was getting it done. It was all the other guys making big shots. So, and they got a problem as long as if they stay away from the Clippers. I think for the Lakers, if they stay away from the Suns and maybe Golden State, but Golden State plays no defense on the road. We'll see. But listen to Draymond Green talking about this new agreement with the NBA's players union and how he feels about it. Watch this.
65 minimum games for awards. I can appreciate this, and everyone will appreciate this until you got bums on the All-NBA team and winning awards because someone didn't qualify because they missed 10 games at some point of the season with an ankle injury. All of a sudden, you don't have any of those guys on All-NBA teams, and then what NBA are we representing? When you look back in history and you got a bum on the All-NBA second team or All-NBA first team because guys miss some games, it won't be so appreciated then, and everybody will be complaining now. And you know who else will be complaining? I think owners are going to end up complaining when they find a bum that they have to give an extension to that made the All-NBA team, and now they come in there asking you for max and super max and blah, blah, blah because they made the NBA team because guys weren't allowed that played 63 games. Then we'll get to complaining because you're going to have a guy making $200 million that produces at an $80 million level because they made the All-NBA team. Why? Because Steph Curry missed some games. He got injured once, then got injured again, and missed significant amount of games in both of those injuries this year and doesn't qualify for all first team All-NBA or second team or third team, and y'all paying them bum salaries. There's always another side to it.
So this was courtesy of Draymond Green's, the Draymond Green show. But here's the problem with Draymond's assertion. So first of all, if you are on an all NBA team, I like to know who are the bums that's playing in the NBA that can make all NBA, that can get that level of award or accolades. There's 200 plus NBA players. So Draymond Green, if a guy plays 65 games and has the numbers, how is he a bum? I don't know how a guy can even qualify, being considered a all-NBA guy and not be an all-NBA guy. We know there's a handful of guys that are all-NBA every year, but I don't believe a guy should be rewarded if you didn't play 65 games. That means you play 65 games. That means you missed 17 out of 82. You guys understand that the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan, played all 82 games multiple times, like over 10 times in his career. Even when he came back and was 40 years old, an older player, he still played all 82 games in one of those seasons when he came back. Today's NBA, They pacify, they babysit, they might as well be breastfeeding these guys because my goodness, and it started under Greg Popovich. This is not a attack at LeBron, but he's been sort of the guy that sort of ushered in a lot of this also. But Popovich was the guy that started it with sitting the San Antonio Spurs key guys. Then you've seen LeBron and you've seen some of these other guys and Kawhi Leonard, who was always hurt. He missed a bunch of games, but it's like, listen, if you're not playing in 70, 80% of the games, plus you shouldn't be on the All-NBA team. I mean, let's sit here and just do some real quick math. Since this is a Sports Bucks show, this is Sports Bucks with Steve, right? 82, and we do, let's say 70% is, okay, let's do 82 games times 0.75 is 61 and a half games. So let's do 82 times 0.77 is 63 points. You get the math? So we're talking about 77 to 78% of the games you can qualify if you play that much. Man, what are you crying about? What are you crying about, Draymond Green? Again. Now you're trying to throw Steph Curry. You know who you wanted to say. We know who you wanted to say. Because you've been Captain Saver every chance you get. I wish I had a crying sound. I would really give it, but I don't have one right now. But I am just like, you know what? I need to blow the whistle. Because this is a get your boy flag on the play all in one, man. This is all in one. What? Listen. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Somebody come get your boy. Come get this man. Please. Flag on the play. Blow the whistle. Get your boy. Listen, let's go back into it anyway, since we don't do commercials, but we're going to do a quick commercial just to talk about if you're in the U.S., you good old United States of America. I do want to mention our insurance carrier that's helping to sponsor the show, Ford Insurance Group. Check out this commercial. We still here.
Getting health insurance doesn't have to be expensive. At Ford Insurance Group, affordable health care is back. Small to mid-sized businesses and self-employed independent contractors can get health insurance plans for up to 60% less than what you'll find at other brokers. Ford Insurance Group offers group health big employer association rates, exclusive zero-deductible health plans, human resources outsourcing from professional employer organizations, ACA insurance plans as low as $0, and disability income coverage to protect your income and the income of your business, as well as your key employees. Ford Insurance Group customizes plans for each client, giving you maximum flexibility and protection. Find out what Ford Insurance Group can do for you online at FordInsuranceGroup.com or call.
So, Ford Insurance Group, we back. Never really went nowhere, but I want to talk about it. Ooh, ladies first. Ladies first. Shout out to Queen Latifah. Basketball is my favorite sport. How about we go ball so hard with the ladies and what they represented? With the ladies.
Also hard, got a pro clock, roll leaves and don't tick tock. Also hard, got a pro clock, roll leaves and don't tick tock. Also hard, got a pro clock, roll leaves and don't tick tock. Also hard, got a pro clock, roll leaves and don't tick tock.
Ball so hard. I want to go right into it. This is ladies first. So, President Joe Biden's wife, Jill Biden, came under fire recently because of her suggestion that the LSU Tigers and the Iowa Hawkeyes should both come to the White House because it was such a great game and it represented such a forwardness in women's basketball. And by the way, it was a great game, very skilled game. The ladies, LSU Tigers, congratulations to the Tigers that got it done. and LSU Tiger Nation. Shout out to the Tiger Nation with a 102-85 resounding victory over the Iowa Hawkeyes, led by superstar Caitlin Clark. Unbelievable player. She can do it all on the court. Just vision, can pass, can shoot from anywhere. She is possibly one of the big, bright futures of women's basketball on a global level. And you just hope that they can do something in terms of salary and inequities with the salaries with the WNBA. But we got to support them. Ladies that don't watch basketball, you got to go support your ladies playing basketball. You know, you got to support them. You got to spend the money. The men are going to support the men's basketball, but there was a good level of support of watching that game. I was, for one, was there. He wasn't at the game, but I watched it and was very entertained by what I saw. Most outstanding player of that tournament was Angel Reese. Angel Reese is Miss Clap Back. Miss Clap Back. She was clapping back at everybody, even First Lady Jill Biden, where she put a laughing emoji, like joke with laughing emojis behind it, because First Lady Jill Biden wants LSU and Iowa to come to the White House. But where they do that at? They've never done that. So press release has since come back. Vanessa Valdiva, the First Lady's press secretary, she took Twitter to clarify, saying that Jill Biden, First Lady Biden, admires how far women have advanced in sports since the passing of Title IX, and that her comments in Colorado were intended to applaud the historic game, which she was in attendance by in Dallas at the American Airline Arena. She looks forward to celebrating the LSU Tigers on their championship win at the White House. Also on this past Tuesday morning, President Joe Biden tweeted that he's looking forward to welcoming the women's NCAA champions to the White House, with no mention of Iowa. He says, congrats to at LSU WBKB, which is women's basketball, who demonstrated excellence on and off the court. They showed us what it looks like to win with an unrelenting belief in themselves, and they did it on one of the most watched women's sports games in U.S. history. You have an incredible school at LSU, President. Reese, the Final Four's most outstanding player, has gotten a lot of attention on social media during the past 24 hours, ever since she waved her hand in front of her face while staring down Iowa star Caitlin Clark in the final moments of LSU's win, then pointed to her ring finger as to say if a ring was coming. So, Reese, B-More's finest. I'm from Baltimore, so shout out to the Reese family. Baltimore is in the house. B-More got it done. We want more from B-More. We want more rings. We want more titles. We also want to get Lamar Jackson signed, but let me stop before I go on a tangent. But the press secretary kind of pushed back on what First Lady was saying, and President Biden essentially said that we look forward to seeing the champions come to. He had no mention at all of Iowa in his tweet. But Iowa's head coach mentioned that we would love to see, we're not going to the White House, but we would love to see the president or the First Lady. Lisa Blutter said that we gratefully acknowledge the First Lady's sentiments, but a day at the White House should belong to the champion, LSU, and Coach Mulkey. We welcome the First Lady and President to come to Iowa's house, Carver Hawkeye Arena, anytime. So there's a lot of pushback and a lot of went on about, because Clark said, even Caitlin Clark got in, and she said she didn't think that runner-ups usually go to the White House. So LSU should enjoy that moment for them, and congratulations. Obviously, they deserve to go there. She said, maybe I can go to the White House someday on different terms. Classy remark, nice way to handle that. And I also say, in her remarks, Jill Biden also marveled at how far women's sports in the United States have come since Title IX in 1972 gave women equal rights in sports at schools that receive federal funding. She's excited. It was a great game. She said, I'm old enough that I remember when we got Title IX, we fought so hard, right? We fought so hard, and look at where women's sports is today. So that's why this show is Ladies First, or First Lady First. Well, that's all I want to say about that. I did want to talk about real quickly, though. I did want to play a video because there was a lot of pushback and a lot of conversations around this whole idea of different people had a lot to say about, because Caitlin Clark is obviously Caucasian or white young lady, and Angel Reese is African American descent, and of course, black young lady. And so there's the dynamics there, and it's the 800-pound gorilla in the room, unfortunately, that we still kind of deal with in this society. And there's some double standards that's going on. So Caitlin Clark was applauded as a mighty competitor when she did the "You Can't See Me" John Cena, who he got that, by the way, from Tony Yayo from 50 Cent's GG Unit in one of his songs. That's where he got it from. But you know, she did that, and there was no uproar about it. But now I do believe that Angel Reese may not have, she could have got a tech on it. She may have been a little bit too far. But there were some of these remarks that from some of these so-called experts were just outlandish. And I want to play you what Jay Will had to say about it. And he was right on his comments in regards to the outlandish stuff that was said by Dave Portner and Keith Olbermann. Let's see if we can play that.
Like we see it with Patrick Beverly and Austin Reeves, and we applaud it. We see it with the way Russell Westbrook is being guarded in the playoffs, where people sit in the lane and they don't guard them. Yeah, we saw that with Caitlin Clark against South Carolina, going against Raven Johnson, wiping away the hands. We've seen Caitlin Clark with the John Cena hand. Now you don't see me, now you don't. It's part of the game. The thing that bothered me last night is that while Angel Reese is doing it towards the end of the game, we have a certain section of people that then want to come out and call people like Angel Reese, who is 20 years old. Now think about this. The narrative that's been following this team all year long, right, has been they're ghetto, they're thugs. Think about what you heard Dawn Staley talk about the other day. She literally made a comment about it. It went viral. We're not head coach of South Carolina, okay, after the loss. We're not bar fighters. We're not thugs. We're not monkeys. We're not street fighters. And today I'm pissed off because instead of congratulating and celebrating LSU, we're talking about elements of race and double standards. So when Caitlin Clark is doing all this, she has swag. She's a competitor. She's lost in the juices. This is what we love. But when Angel Reese does it, and was it maybe a tad bit excessive? Could she have been called a T? Sure, if the refs wanted to call her an T at the end of the game for trash talking because she fouled Caitlin Clark around. But these are the same things that motivates young people in sports. And we applaud it in other directions, but now we want to apply race towards it, or we want to apply, look at her, she's a classless piece of, that's what Dave Portnoy said. I'm putting names on it. Keith Olbermann called her a blanking idiot on Twitter. What are we doing? Why are we taking it to that level? If you want to criticize it and say call a tech, fine. I'm okay with that. At least you're having some kind of informed opinion on it. But now we're name calling. Now we're questioning people's character off winning a chance. That just really, I'm not going to allow that to happen on our show and also nationally.
So I agree with Jay Will and his sentiments about the whole thing. I thought it was just funny how people get up in arms about certain things and have no problems on others, where they have these different feelings about things that I just find to be sort of remarkable, right? And so, you know, there is something, I want to end this though on a funny level, on a funny tale. I say it's funny because you in the words of Kevin Hart, you're going to learn today, right? So this is the you're going to learn today moment of what you shouldn't do. And shout out again to the LSU Lady Tigers on a remarkable season. Shout out to the Iowa Hawkeyes women's basketball program for their first appearance at a championship in the NCAA tournament, and the obvious player of the year in Caitlin Clark, who set an NCAA tournament record with 191 points in the 6 games that she played. She also had 60 assists, by the way. So she was getting it done, and she had 32 three-point field goals within this tournament, getting it done on fire. But Angel Reese, to the lady goes the crown, to the lady goes the spoils. Ooh, ladies first, Queen Latifah style. Now, a little bit of funniness before we get up out of here, as I've already talked to you about the NBA having a new agreement. So we're going to get into playoff mode probably in the next couple of weeks. We'll have different shows on the playoffs in the NBA, who you got. We'll have some more Dallas Cowboy check-in conversation with my man Love, my man Jersey Gene coming up soon and shortly. We'll have a lot of stuff coming up on this show, so stay tuned. Don't forget, membership opportunities available. Some of these shows I'll make only exclusive for the members, so you won't even be able to see it. It's just going to be members only. So it behooves you maybe to get involved on the membership side for a very affordable amount. But I did want to end the show with a little bit of "You're Gonna Learn Today" segment of the show, where you need to learn who you are bothering. So I'm going to say it this way. And this is when you decide to carjack, please know who you bother. So you're going to learn today episode on Sports Bucks.
Things you just don't do. Like, you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, and you don't carjack a car full of football players. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, this is Angelo Martinez after he allegedly tried to do the latter. And that's how the story ended, sort of. Police say he asked 3 amateur football players for a ride. They said, okay. He got into the car. Police say he pulled a fake gun on them, ordered them out of the car, and then they laid into him. Player punched him in the face. The others joined the scrimmage. Reportedly, the police say this is not his first carjacking rodeo, but this just might be Angelo Martinez's last. John Spilborg, would the football players get charged in this?
Not a chance. This is self-defense. That's an easy one.
This is self-defense. That's an easy one. And this is an easy one because we're getting ready to get out of here. This is Sports Bucks with Steve. Please tell a friend. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and get all the latest information. As I mentioned about the membership opportunity, now that it's fresh, you can become a member to continue to support this show. But as we always talk about, every superhero needs his own theme song. No different. Sports Bucks with Steve. Get the money. Courtesy of my main man, Ryan Rice Star Young, with the beat and the music, inspired by a whole bunch of people. The legendary Wu-Tang Clan, Dipset, and just the love of money and the love of sports. Get it. I want to thank all my sponsors and all the folks that listen. Check out FordInsuranceGroup.com, FordInsuranceGroup.com, BigWealthPartners.com, MyVirtualDocs.com. If you're in the continental United States, we can help you. There's so many others that we can thank. Tax Doctor, if you're here in the U.S., 1-800-663-5107, 1-800-663-5107, Tax Doctor. Don't forget MyPillow.com. Promo code is coffee, and MyPillow.com is store. I think the promo code is cash, where you can get up to 65 to 70% off on their items. Sports Bucks with Steve. Just say promo code coffee or cash. It's Sports Bucks. I'll see y'all in a few. I'm out.